What's up? What's up? It's your girl here, MJ's Nia. Welcome to the channel. So, yes, I had a feeling I will be making another Little Mermaid video. So, if you missed it, I talked about Little Mermaid as to why that they change her skin tone and why they change her hair because she's a fictional character. I actually, I've made a video already. I think was it last year? I believe it was in 2022, and it got a lot of views, but it was literally crickets in the comment area. Like, I literally asked people to say something down in the comment area, but it was a bunch of people watched it, got some thumbs down, but nobody said anything in the comment area. In legends, when Haynes Christian Andersen first published The Little Mermaid back in 1837 and then in English in 1845, the story took the world by storm. In 1961, NBC's Shirley Temple's storybook aired their adaptation of The Little Mermaid with Temple herself playing the mermaid. In 1976, Soviet Russian came up with their own live-action film adaptation of the story, following a 1968 animated version. 23 years later, Disney 1989 animated adaptation starring the immaculate voice of Jodie Benson premiered in theaters and won 2 Academy Awards, 2 Golden Globe Awards, 2 Grammys, and many other awards. Andersen's story was more popular than ever, but no one ever asked him where the Danish writer got his globally renowned idea. So let's go back even further. Unlike Disney's Ariel or the fish-tailed darling of Denmark, the West African legend Mami Wata has existed for 6 centuries, translated as Mother of the Water. Mami Wata is described as a mermaid-like figure with a woman's upper body, flowing hair, and the hindquarters of a fish. Unlike Ariel, who had to sacrifice her voice to walk on land with the man she loved, Mami Wata can walk and talk whenever, wherever, and whenever she wants. Shrines to the Ocean Dinty line, the coast of West Africa, from Senegal to Guyana to Angola. She's strong, elegant, she's captivating, she said, a Salinese painter. I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'm gonna have to show it. Of Mami Wata in an interview with the Washington Post back in 2019. I never perceived Ariel as a white person. I saw her as a mermaid. And mermaids have appeared in many ways, to many cultures across many centuries, with the first account of mermaids dating back to 1000 BC in Syria, then Assyria. There it's believed that this is a goddess, Antigoras, I don't know how to pronounce it, the goddess of fertility, cast herself into a lake and transformed into a mermaid. In Brazil, a lady of the waters was known to be an immortal woman, blamed for situations where men disappeared in the Amazon. A famous folktale from ancient Greece claimed that Alexander the Great sister, that's a locality, I have to show you the name, was transformed into a mermaid and lived in was it AG? Whoa, they got some names here. See, after her death in 295 BC. Oh, I didn't know the Koreans. I didn't know this, but the Koreans and the Chinese, on the other hand, have long believed mermaids to be a good omen and beautiful creatures that would warn fishermen of impending storms. To the Yoruba religion, Yimiya or Yamaja is West African water spirit with a more sweet nature reputation, known as the goddess of the ocean. Yimiya, I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. It's very disrespectful because this is a part of people culture. Is associated with positive qualities to help regulate social and spiritual practices. Spelman College English professor R. Nicole Smith said in the interview with CNN that some artists have depicted the African deity as a mermaid. Though it was just crickets, so I don't know where to go off. I might show a clip or whatever of that video where I was talking about why they decided to change the character because she's a fictional character and she's not a real person. So I'm gonna first say that I want everybody to know that she's a fictional character. She's not a real person. She can be changed at any time. If you make somebody up like a character in your head when you are screenwriting, um, if they're just made up, they're not based off a real person. The hair, skin tone, the weight, the age, everything can change about them because they're made up. They have done this with Catwoman, and they have done this with Green Lantern. They also have done this with Cinderella. So I normally will say this stuff at the end, but some people don't watch all the way to the end, so I'm gonna say it at the beginning. They have done this stuff already with multiple characters, superheroes, princesses already. So this is not the first time they have done this. Okay, so with that being said, there have been people who out here who did not like the movie. And we're gonna talk about what they didn't like. And then I'm just gonna, give my opinion. Now I'm gonna read some of this. The first one, it says opinion. I hated The Little Mermaid by Sarah Stewart. She sounds kind of white. Hey, I'm just putting it out there. I'm gonna let out this. She's not the only one who had opinion. There was some black people too who had an opinion about the movie as well. But we're gonna get into that. Sarah Stewart is a film and culture writer who lives in Western Pennsylvania. The views expressed here are solely the author's own. View more opinion articles on CNN. Disney's 1989 The Little Mermaid was at once a masterpiece of the brand and somewhat cringy retelling of a very dark Hans Christian Andersen tale. The story of a mermaid who gives up her voice to be with the man of her dreams. It falls neatly into the Disney canon of plucky, curious teenage women whose pluck and curiosity mostly end up leading them into early marriage. But it's also a ton of fun. With a dazzling Howard Ashman Allen making score, and ionic villain Ursula, whose looks was inspired by the drag queen Divine, and a hilarious, menacing sequence about cooking fish. Disney has decades to think about how to update The Little Mermaid for new generations of viewers, which makes the dour, overlong, dimly lit, and still pretty sexist product they've just released completely baffling. They've jet jets they jetson I don't know what she mean by that. They've jetsoning the fish song Les Poissons, purposely deeming it too cartoonish what but giving a dull musical number to Prince Eric. They've obscured the great Melissa McCarthy playing Ursula in murk of bottom of the ocean natural light, and they retain the central plot, which confers happy ending approval on young woman making bodily harm and sacrifices in order to get the guy seriously. I can report that the children in my small town movie theater was checked out at best. More than one kid was wandering among the aisles by the time was passing in the 90-minute mark of the 135-minute affair, which begs the question, who exactly is this movie for? Why does it exist? The latest chapter in the Disney never ending quest to impose all of its hits on us again in live action format is a profound miscalculation on almost every level, especially about how to revisit a beloved animated property that boasts some pretty problematic themes. This feels lousy to say because I was rooting for a huge success to follow the noxious backlash to the trailer last year. Some people apparently couldn't handle the audacity of rejuvenating a cartoon character as a black actress. But star Halle Bailey in the role of Era has nothing to apologize for. She's the best thing about this movie, unfortunately. That's the faint praise. A lot of ink and pixels have testified to the value of black children and their moms being able to see themselves in a Disney heroine. And that's a powerfully admirable goal, as well as long overdue one, given the brand's still overwhelmingly white majority of characters. Unfortunately, director Rob Marshall's approach sets a tone of violence at the beginning. Rather than inspiration, the film kicks off with the sequence in which the crew of Prince Eric trade ship leer over the edge, throwing harpoons at something in the water. A whale? A mermaid? Is never quite clear. But the bloodlust certainly is. I can't believe the kids in my screening had imagined a movie called The Little Mermaid beginning this way. Yikes. Then there's the running time, 2 hours and 15 minutes. The original was an hour 23. The time expansion is such a comically bad decision. I still can't get my head around it. Nothing little kids like more than sitting still for over 2 hours. Most recent Disney remakes have kept it at least under the 2 hour mark, with the exception of 2017's Beauty and the Beast and 2021's Cruella, both of which were at least livelier than this one. Everywhere you look, a detail about the movie has been slightly altered. but most end up being empty gestures rather than meaningful updates. For example, King Triton followed his every command. Oh no, King Triton still has a bunch of adoring daughters who follow his every command. Except now they're a rainbow of ethnicity diversity. So what's the message here? Diversity is good as long partially remains intact. Hmm. When Bailey's arrive, Ariel gives us her voice in exchange for a human body. With 3 days to kiss the prince, she also gave amnesia about the kiss part, which handily removes the fun from the original film of having her be an active participant in trying to get the smooch. And in this, I think it's irritation of Ursula's shown stop and number, poor unfortunate souls, they remove the lines in which she smacks down Ariel's doubts about losing her voice. The men up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossips is bored. Come on. They're not all that impressed with conversations. True gentlemen avoid it when they can, but they dote and swoon and fawn on a lady's who's withdrawn. It is she who holds her tongue who gets a man. As Alex Abad Santos of Vox tweeted, is quite literally the best part of the entire song that crystallized Ursula's worldwide and at the same time shows us how she's tricking Ariel. I don't know who this is, but Mencken has said the change was made because of the lines might make young girls somehow feel they shouldn't speak out of turn, which feels fairly patronizing in my experience. Kids are very good at knowing not to take a cartoon villain advice at face value. That's gone, but Lin Manuel Miranda has added some new music, notably a rap song for Aquafina as the seagull scuttle, a number which is brief but so tonally different it brings the scene to screeching halt. If there's only unifying quality to all these these tweaks, excuse me. It says hip hop, but I'm thinking twerk. It's that they aren't going to convince any of the 1989 movie fans that this is one is worth their time or money. More broadly, Disney's painted the movie with the broad brush of corporate studios' vision for what we think will put butts in seats, which consists mostly of gloomy, underlighting visuals and extensive action scenes. The 11th hour standoff in which McCarthy's Ursula's grows to Godzilla proportion is so very dark here that you can barely see her, which begs the question of how much bad CGI they're trying to cover up. As Hollywood continues to write to wring its hands about the decline of moviegoing, The Little Mermaid doesn't feel like it's going to be an asset in that fight, let alone inspire many repeat viewings. I imagine any parent who knows the earworm of Let It Go from Frozen will know that this is damning indeed. Maybe cool reception will inspire a little more introspection for Disney before next spring's release of the next remake, Snow White. What could go wrong? Now, I will say this. Um, this person really did spoke about the movie. She didn't really spoke too much. She spoke a little bit about the diverse character, but it wasn't in a very negative or bad way. She even said that the main character, which is Ariel, said they pretty much saved the whole movie, which was Haley. I don't know. I think it's Haley Bailey, not Holly. I think it's Haley Bailey. She said that pretty much that she kind of saved the movie. So I get what she's saying. Maybe the CGI wasn't all that great. A lot of the people are going on budgets because of the inflation. I get it. She did talked about the characters and details. So she has a valid point. Maybe something was a little off with the movie. Maybe like they cut out certain songs and they made things different. I mean, she didn't really went in on I wanted her to be white. So okay, Sarah, I see you. I mean, you made a valid point. So this is one critic that I wish more people would have listened to, because there were other people were saying the same thing. My friend even said the movie wasn't bad. She said that she wished something about Flounder would have been a little bigger or something like that. So yeah, I wanted to get those critic. I want to get this side of the critic out because I really think that's what some people didn't like. Certain things were taken out, or so how they didn't like how certain characters looked. I'm not talking about the skin tone, but how the way they were so big. So just giving you an example. Okay, All right, Sarah. Okay, I almost misjudged you. My bad. Now, sad to say, there are other people who said some negative things. Negative things. I didn't look at this as negative, but there's some negative things. Let me share it with you. So, tried it. Singer Paloma Faith pissed at new Little Mermaid over Ariel giving up her voice for character Eric. What the f is this ish? Now, mind you, the other young lady who just blogged, she did bring out that she gives up her voice, but that's not the reason why she didn't like the movie. She said that's originally how it was back in the 80s. We all know that. Apparently, this singer right here, she didn't know that. I guess she didn't watch the 80 version. Because this is what she said. Just seeing the new Little Mermaid with my kids, and while I think highly gives a good performance, and it's a great casting. As a mother of girls, I don't want my kids to think it's okay to give up your entire voice and your powers to love a man. What the f is this? It's not what I want to be teaching next gen women at all.
Child. Anyway, so
I mean, ma'am, did you see the original version of The Little Mermaid? It's literally the same thing. I mean, that's not what people were complaining about. They were complaining about other stuff. Like, people just want to be just complaining for nothing at all. Like, really? Like, that's what you waste your typing skills on or whatever. Really? Child, as we go on, I'm not even gonna elaborate on this. I'm going on. Oh, and this is more on that. So apparently it wasn't just this lady was saying that. Poor unfortunate souls, false feminism and criticism of Disney Little Mermaid. She gives up her voice for a man isn't a valid critique of Disney's era in the year 2023, and it never was. Didn't Little Mermaid from the 80s, didn't she do that? Did she not give up her voice for a man? Child, I'm not wasting my time. Let me keep going on.
Gonna have his mixed race child, and he gonna go to court and take the damn mixed race mermaid child from Little Mermaid. That's what she get for swimming in the skim milk. That's what she get for swimming in the skim milk.
So yes, Dr. Umar Johnson was not happy about this movie at all. Yeah, he had a lot to say. I was trying to find the video where he basically was saying that this is not black love. I understand that people wants to promote black love. I'm also gonna play the Spider-Man clip. He also talked about Spider-Man. Oh yeah. But I want you guys to hear this first. I understand people want to promote black love, but kids are already seeing, mixed relationships, mixed couples already out here in the real world. It's 2023. You're going to be seeing mixed couples out in the real world. I've said this before a while back that you're going to see a lot of mixed couples and mixed relationships because this is what people back in the day, they said they want to see. They said that they actually want to see more mixed couples. I don't know how to break it to you guys. You're going to see more of that. People want a representation of them. This is why I stated, earlier, she's a fictional character. They can do whatever they want with Little Mermaid. You guys don't own Little Mermaid. Okay? So this is how they want to portray the movie as well. So let me see if I can find that Spider-Man, because he also talked about Dr. Umar also talked about Spider-Man as well. So here it is. I think his name is Shamek Moore speaks on Dr. Umar telling people to not see Spider-Man after his snow bunny comments.
did you see Dr. Umar on IG telling everybody not to go see the movie because Black Spider-Man is interested in the snow bunny?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to read it to you?
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. I got it right here if you need me to read it to you. Hold on. I just saw this Black Spider-Man cartoon trailer, and it appeared that Spidey is crushing up on his snow bunny sidekick. Please don't tell me our children are going to go to the movies just to see a black superhero bunny hopping on the big screen. Can someone confirm if these two are romantically involved?
You know what I can confirm?
Mm-hmm.
I can confirm that this story is about why we wear that mask,
Mm-hmm.
and it's bigger than just the spider. You can look at it as a you can look at it as like Spider-Man, but I relate everything to my reality, you
Yeah.
know. That mask for me could be basketball, it could be acting, it
Yeah.
could be, you know, having your own radio show
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it is. So these
Did you see Dr. Umar on
I think he said I think his name is what Shamik Moore. I don't know. I don't know if he's the person that's playing the voice character for Spider-Man. I'm not sure. Let me know. I'm gonna have to look that up and see real quick. Like, let me see if he's playing the voice character. So yeah. So this is the young man that plays the voice for Miles, the new, the Spider-Man, the Miles character. So yeah, he is playing the voice. So he already, gave his opinion on it. But I saw something on here, and I want to read this one comment. It says, Matt Barnes to the right. It says, so well, we are finally starting to get black superheroes, and this Umar hadn't yet seen the film, but he was telling people not to watch it because he thinks Black Spider-Man might be crushing on a white girl. Shaking my head. Make it make sense. It's been your own people the whole time. Like I stated earlier, it's not just, other races of people who were not happy with Little Mermaid. You know, it's black people as well. I've seen comments where black people talked about, I'm going to get into that talked about Little Mermaid as well. And, it's like, okay, like, you're not going to, these two young people, one is playing as, Spider Man, the other one's playing as Little Mermaid. We really do need to be happy that they're getting these roles. These are roles that they back in the day you only can think of. They weren't giving these roles to black people. Like I said, I like the idea that we had a Black Panther. I think it really opened up some doors for a lot of the younger black people. I just I really do agree with this person. It be your own people all the time, all the time. Y'all remember the Aladdin movie, right? Y'all remember who was starring it, right? Oh, it's crickets because I don't remember who the main character was either in that movie. All I know is Will Smith been in the movie. He was playing as a genie, right? Okay. So I think his name is Mina Masood. I don't know how to pronounce his name. This is what he tweeted. He said, our film was unique in that audience went to watch it multiple times. It's only way we reached the $1 billion mark with our opening. My guess is TLM doesn't cross the billion mark, but we'll undoubtedly get a sequel. The Little Mermaid is tracking to earn 150 million on its domestic box office opening weekend. In comparison, Aladdin earned 112 million dollars on its opening. Thank you for letting me know that, Hollywood Handle, because that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. So yes, he was up here. It sounded like from what I was hearing, he was throwing some type of shade at Haley Bailey's, doing some her type, not Haley Bailey, at the Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the dude who played Aladdin, which I really don't believe anybody went there to go see him because he saw. Because I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. Aladdin, I watched it, but I mainly had liked it. Oh, what was the bird name? It was the bird and the monkey. I forgot their names. I'm gonna have to show the pictures and the names of them up here. But I mostly had liked the genie. Genie was my favorite, hands down. Genie was my favorite character out of the movie. I mean, out of the the TV television show series. So I don't know who swell up his head to make him think that he's that type to go around here and throw shade. But no, honey, I don't even know who you are, and I still don't know who you are after after seeing the movie. But I'm here for Genie, okay? So let's keep it 100. Okay, so let's go on. So now, Black Culture News, they post this and they said the Little Mermaid gets review bombed so hard that IMDb changes rating systems. Several review sites have been hit with unusual voting activity driven by bots and an online smear campaign for casting Haley Bailey as Ariel. Review sites like IMDb are now trying to dampen the impact of the one-star user reviews by weighting those grades. The Disney live action remake saw a wide release on May 26th, and since then it's received over 32,000 ratings on IMDb, where it currently sits at 7 out of 10 Out of those, more than 13,000 gave the flick 1 star. A small notice at the top of the rating page reads, "Our rating mechanism has detected unusual voting activity on this title. To preserve the reliability of our rating system, an alternate weighing calculation has been applied." So you see that people are using bots. They're trying to really tear down this whole movie. Instead of, having a good review on it like Sarah did on the first, when I was talking about the first video, they're sitting here just tearing it down. Like she actually did criticize the movie, like how a movie critic would do it. Because I've actually went to the tip classes in film and video, and that's basically how you do it. You talk about the video, you talk about the graphics, the characters, the plot, and everything. So she did a good job with that when she critiqued the movie, because that's what we do. You do have to critique these movies, but some people are just taking it way too overboard, as you can hear. That's why I wanted to read her stuff first. So I put in here, I said, ever since people heard that Haley was going to play Little Mermaid since 2022, people been bashing this movie. What they don't understand, mermaid stories are not just a European story, but it's an African, South American, Asian, all around the world, mermaids come in different races. It's a fictional character and story for kids. Just Google the different mermaid stories from around the globe. They are beautiful. So this guy here comes and he says, this mermaid, he was at me. This mermaid was white though. It's just weird to change a character color randomly. Don't have no picture now. About to say that. It's not racist to not want your favorite character to change colors. Did I say that was racist? Didn't even say that. To change colors like MJ or Ariana Grande. Why are we talking about MJ or Ariana Grande? What do they have to do with this? If a black character had been changed to white, it would be considered horrific. Many, so I don't get why people are surprised there's a negative reaction from majority. So I came back and I said, see, a lot of all don't know that this, but I mess up my words a little bit. But characters that's made up can be changed anytime. If she was a real person, then no, you can't change their race. But because she is fictional and there are different types of mermaid stories around the globe, she can be changed again to another race because she's not a real person. She is a made up story. She is made up story. Just Google in mermaid stories. You will there are several different types. Oh y'all, my bad. There are different types of mermaids, but like I said, she is fictional. My bad, I kind of messed up my words. But basically what I was saying was there are several different stories. Like I've mentioned, I made a whole video about Little Mermaid and I broke it down in details that there's several different stories around the globe about about mermaids. There's all different. There's an Asian one, there's a South American one, there's one from the islands, there's one from Africa, there's one in Europe, and and so on and so on. So, like I stated earlier before, and I'll say it again, she's fiction. She's made up. If you're writing a story and you say I want to have a new superhero that that has electric coming out this, maybe that's coming out their hand, maybe you might want to go get Static Shock, but you turn him I think there was a guy named Static Shock, a superhero named Static Shock. He was black. Maybe you want to change him into a black woman, or you can change him into a white woman or a white guy. You can do that because he's fictional, he's made up. I also made a comment. I don't know what happened to it, but I guess the guy must have been not black culture, not them. I think the guy in the comment, I think he blocked me or whatever. Um, because I don't see, because I see somebody. It's weird because this is. I agree. I don't see all these people comments because I see that she's at an exclusive. But where is he? Okay, he's right here. Never mind. My bad. And then this is the one thing somebody brought out. Said, "You're so weird. You are under every comment. Are you bored, weirdo? Go find someone else to do. Something else to do." So apparently, I don't know who that is. So he must have got banned. Okay, that's probably why my comment got deleted, because I probably comment to him, and I think Black Culture News probably deleted him, so that deleted my comment because I guess Like I kept it, I messed up my words a little bit, but I kept it professional. I don't cuss people out. Like I don't say anything mean. I have a very good conversation now with people online. I don't try to be mean or nasty with people. And sometimes I can we can resolve it. But going back to it, like I said, she's a fictional character. And they did this with Catwoman. Catwoman, I think, been black 2 times. I think I think Halle Berry's like half black, half white. She's mixed. I don't know about Eartha Kitt, but I know she's not white. Um, but I know that I'll say that she's been black 2 times. She's been white 2 times. I'm talking about Catwoman. Green Lantern was white, and he also been black. I don't know why people think this is the first. I said this at the beginning of the video. Cinderella, was they changed her when she was played by Brandy. Brandy is a black woman. You know, Brandy had her prince. Her prince was Asian. His parents was played by Whoopi Goldberg and some other white actor. That was a very I'll say diverse roles on there. So I don't understand why people are still upset by this, but that's mainly what the reason is. But I also noticed too that some people did gave the movie very good I haven't seen the movie yet, so I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it. But I did notice when I saw the trailer, like I stated, when the woman was talking, when Sarah, let's go back to her.
And white women are having such a hard time getting along, and it starts with a story. When I first started teaching, I was in a teacher training program with 3 other women. 2 of them were black and one of them was Indian, and we started teaching at the same school, the same grade, at the same time. One of these women, a black woman, completely excelled. She did so much better than I did at literally everything. Classroom management, her test scores were high. She was excellent at literally everything. And something about her excellence didn't sit right with me. I just didn't feel good about it, and I couldn't figure out why I didn't feel good about it. It was internalized, but I didn't know that yet. So I had to sit with this idea of her being better than me and trying to figure out why it didn't feel good and feel comfortable for me. And of course, at the time, I didn't know that I needed to do the work of anti-racism, so I didn't think it was possibly because I could have internalized racism. I had to do a lot of study and thought about myself and what could possibly be making me feel this way about this woman. And here's what I discovered. Most of the media that I had consumed up to that point in my life had white people as the central characters. And the shows and other media that I consumed that had white women at the central characters often had black women as the side characters. These black women's role in these movies was to assist the white women, support the white women, advise the white women, but never to rise above the white women. Even shows that were about black women, like The Help, had white women as the central character and the black women as supporting characters. So I internalized the idea that black women were there to support me and to advise me, but not to rise above or become better than me. And that's why when this black teacher was way better and more talented than me, I felt some kind of way about it. Now, I'd imagine lots and lots more white women have also internalized the same idea, and that's why they feel okay stealing black women's content and not giving them any credit, because the black women are just there to advise them anyway. But most black women are natural leaders. Society has forced them to become leaders. And so we need to step aside and let them lead, even if it means checking our privilege and letting them lead us.
She was using the term internalized racism. You dey whine me ni. Let's stop beating about the bush and call a spade a spade. Yeah, you were racist. I mean, good for you for coming to the realization that you were and now deciding to do the anti-racism work on yourself. But, moving forward, let's be using the appropriate terms, please. This dynamic she just shared, it's not new at all. It's something that have been happening for years now. I mean, she might be one of the few persons that have come out openly to say, oh, this is something that I feel. But we know it's not a new concept. We know there are many out there just like her that feels the exact same way.
So I had to show this video to you guys. I wanted you guys to listen to this woman. She basically stated that when you look at black women on a movie, they're always like the help, the sidekick. You know, they're never the main star. I want to bring this out. This is something I wanted to bring out but didn't know how to. Basically, people always have looked at black people as sidekicks. They always have. They always have looked at us as sidekicks or somebody who's just there but not the main attraction in the movie. Let's put it out there. I also noticed too that online they were talking about that why wasn't there slavery if since we have a black mermaid, why wasn't they talking about slavery in the movie? Why do we need to talk about slavery in the movie? The movie is not about that. I mean, people are really they really do need to examine themselves like this white woman did and really figure out why they're so upset that the that they don't really like this movie. Because there's real I just gave y'all so many reasons why they might not like this movie. I mean, well, not might not. They do. That's the reason why they don't like the movie. I gave y'all so many reasons. I showed y'all so many proof of it. I mean, the one about the slavery thing, that is just ridiculous. And it claimed that a black activist said this. Who it was, I have no clue. And I really don't care. I'm not going to entertain that. But I want you guys to hear it out of somebody's mouth that literally admitted that they do not want, for a long time, they do not look at black women as a main character in a movie. They're always supposed to be on the side or just somebody who's helping them out. Let me know what you think of that. When this person here was talking about the movie, she wasn't picking at Haley Bailey. She wasn't saying that anything in a negative way. She's basically telling you what she saw in the movie. You know, she basically said that the CGI could have been better. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw the trailer for the movie, I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then I looked at the water. I did that. I was like, "Okay, they can make this a little bit better." You know, this looks a little, you know, it looked like something that I can make at home. So the little CGI, they could do that a little bit better. And then also, my friend, like she stated, she said the movie was good, but you know, the flounder looked too big. He was actually smaller. I was like, yeah, he's a fish. So my friend said there was some things that they could have worked on, you know, to make it a little bit better. But I get it, you know. I think it's because they're more on a budget now. Let's keep it 100. Is anybody really going to the movie theaters like that unless they have a family or they're going on a date? Let's keep it 100. They said that the Avatar could have made way more money, and the Avatar made a lot of money, but it took them longer. They said that Avatar could have made way more money. Another thing was they're saying that even the Whitney Houston movie didn't do well. They said that Black Panther 2 didn't do well. And I try to tell people, a lot of people are watching movies at home, and a lot of people are just too busy. And not only that, people are busy working overtime because, you know, the bills and stuff have gone up. So yeah, I can see where people might say, hey, is it worth it to go watch these movies? You know, is it really worth it? Because everybody's on a budget. Even the people who's creating the movies and these TV shows, they're on the budget. And I've been talking about this for a minute, how really people is just not really watching movies like that. You know, movies can actually, and I mean, she did pretty good. I mean, Little Mermaid did pretty good, you know, and Avatar did pretty good, but they said that they could have did better, you know, if these movies were made back in the day, like maybe 2015, 2016. If it would, they would have made more money, you know, because times were different. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you know, I had a little more change in my pocket. Now I gotta be very careful to keep that change in my pocket. Just to give you an idea. You know, so I'm not really jumping up going to the movie theaters myself. I'm being very picky. You know, but I am gonna watch the movie when it comes out on, you know, Disney Plus. But I like the fact that people have honest opinions about the movie. But she did say she hated it. But I like the people that had honest opinions about the movie, but again, I don't like the fact that people are just sitting here just trying to bash the movie. You know, just trying to give it 1 star. Like y'all being real extra. And there's more stuff. Like y'all, I've seen so many stuff about Little Mermaid. If I sit here and show you guys everything single thing, it'll be 2 hours. This video will be 2 or 3 hours. No lie. But hey, let me know what you think of the movie down below in the comment area. And be polite, be nice. You don't want to get banned and deleted. There's nothing wrong with you giving your opinion. But yeah, just be nice down in the comment area and we should be good. But as for now, I should see y'all later. Peace. You get me so You get me so You get me so high. You get me so high. You get me so